Enyo message adaka mu ampa. Hey! Insamu sisi. Men tell one and I'm blow.
Tell you.
Men tell one. If you are na atma ba.
Highway.
Afenyo Markin.
Samu.
Na highway no drive say so.
Papa ye bija.
Eno na manfo chem say Kevin Taylor. On Bajanabo. Matwebo. Na Marco 7 more into details. Kindly subscribe to Trends GH on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Bibia a Trends GH. Now, if you have this particular story where I mean walk you through. So, Ebano minority leader, Afenyo Markin.
Yeah.
When we say Ebano sacked Chief Justice, and as a former Chief Justice, Gertrude Araba is about Torkornoo. And Afenyo Markin since day one, as I sacking and as a process no, government initiative na Afenyo Markin obaka who demonstration to the sense of to me cry court na wakwet ne fom we yi ne mpaboa ne no de chance or chante vetting crawl model share so current Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni cry na wutie Afenyo Markin ni sem ni bia o kan ye that decision eba ne sacking na de na one omonya adwen na omoba fight that decision no na obehwa ni nyina echi no Afenyo Markin nia oye bia no o yusu the minority no na eno na obeka ya one of the petitioners omo petition His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enam so omo de sake Gertrude Araba Isaba Torkornoo no Daniel Ofori.
I see. Na
Daniel Ofori no ne lawyer ene Thaddeus Sory.
Okay.
Na eno na Thaddeus Sory we bedi nkomo about Afenyo Markin the secret deals, secret relationship between Ono and sacked Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Torkornoo.
I can't be few.
And somewhere
the minority leader was one of the reasons why I petitioned, or my client petitioned for the removal of the Chief Justice. There was a huge count which mentioned his name and mentioned the acts that formed the basis of our petition. What was this count? We said he had set a precedent, in fact, a record in the court by being the only party or being the only person who within 2 hours was able to get a full panel of the Supreme Court presided over by the erstwhile Chief Justice to give him orders that by the scope of the application before the court, no court in the world in the common law jurisdiction will give him. Now, in the course of all of those proceedings and after, people who knew the two of them spoke to me and they said, don't you understand? That is his sister. The removed Chief Justice is his sister. When
sister in terms of
they come from the same place.
Okay.
1, 2, when her father died, the minority leader hosted her visitors. And people who were there called me. So in some of if I had attended the next proceedings, the next person against whom I was going to raise that objection was the Chief Justice. I said, all of these arguments we are having back and forth, and you are literally descending into the arena of conflict, is because somebody that you are close to is the plaintiff in this particular matter. Who was the plaintiff? It is Afenyo Markin. 2, there is now information coming out that there are services being rendered in the judicial service which are linked to Afenyo Markin. So
services being rendered?
Yes, certain services. I don't want to give all of those details because I have it. But it shouldn't look personal between me and him that he's rendering those services and getting commercial profits from them, and huge ones. And so at this point in time, when Afenyo Markin is making it look like, okay, there's a national public interest aspect of all of this nomination process, and there's some dispute and all of that, it has nothing to do with a minority position. He sold it out to his colleagues to believe that, well, we all have to take a collective position against this, but it is a personal interest.
So in other words, you say he roped in the party, but the agenda is nothing to do with the party as a whole?
If you ask me, yes. And I'm saying that when we petitioned, there was every evidence to show that insofar as that aspect of our petition against Afenyo Markin was concerned, there ought to have been a definite finding on it. One, we said there was no basis for the speedy fixing of that matter for hearing. Her response, and that is documented, is that no, there was a basis. And her basis was that, look, I had already issued a directive to the effect that election matters should be expeditiously dealt with. Question, was this an election matter? No. It was about cross-carpeting.
Yeah.
So factually, that's not correct. Legally, it's not correct. Two, she attached that her directive, and this is a lawyer and the Chief Justice, where she attached the directive was dated December 2024. This case took place in October 2024. So as at that time, there was no directive. So it was clear that this was a person who was doing a personal favor. There was no rule of law. It did not even accord, there was no practice direction according to her. Her principles on the basis of which she fixed it, the circumstances didn't exist. And she plainly lied in her response. Why was that not a basis for her removal? That the person who represents justice in this country can literally look at us, lie on the face of her own paper, only because she wants to justify a position she's taking to favor a particular individual. And that individual now wants us to believe that, oh yes, there are real and genuine reasons why we shouldn't be having a vetting. The facts that we have show that you have an interest in her being there. And so he's crying louder than every other person because he has an interest in the woman being there.
Lawyer Thaddeus Sory, information wait na odi aba monchimonka highway no so. And I hope so what's in your kind.
Oh, Matibi.
Aha, says ya no wachire mu say Afenyo Markin. Enye say or fighting for minority and as a Ghana for Afenyo Markin the personal interest.
Samum.
Yes, because of the relationship on the Chief Justice. And we tell ya obonoma miensa so we betumi enemy walk it through o kire ba ko mu say
Afenyo Markin one Torkornoo nsensem the Chief Justice Torkornoo no de edo mu ntam a enu nti ama Afenyo Markin entimi ennyai Torkornoo akini de nyina ne say ba ko wama no contract judicial contract adekese me no kran ka me nsem fidi na
chesa Afenyo Markin Torkornoo contract or the man no we make sika kese power judiciary ho.
Yes. Ehun company ho nsensem o sade a hye ne nsa ensa anya asam ketwa. Enti sa ne maniama we ka hu bi enti na ama Afenyo Markin wo pre justice for Chief Torkornoo wo pre we nyina enti a. Chese kakra obedi enti no wo na esuso gu na no.
Chese o protecting sika.
Yes.
I see.
Se Torkornoo free ho a ewo no eto betwa.
I see.
Cause Paul Bafubone no Chief Justice Paul Bafubone no ono won pene ma no ti wo hwa no na wode no compare Torkornoo na enso so ye bebre wom.
Good. NSCR no so no osanso kire mu say Afenyo Markin one sad Chief Justice Gertrude Saba Torkornoo omu nyina no free winiba.
Aye.
And obake osanso kura kire mu say even former Chief Justice ne papa kura wu ya no Afenyo Markin ono na
penyo na tutu ayi
ono no tutu de ma bibia e ma Torkornoo
yeah
ebe na say na hohu bebi o mo be so everything e ya Afenyo Markin no
afa ho ka
ofa bibia ho ka
odo be nko ani nte be na yesi yi se nko onya bi papa en free Torkornoo ho a
na wo make ya Thaddeus Sory okasa no okasa contract no on pese obekọ deep
ensem wo ho
na ehọ na madwi kwa kire 5 months ago Kevin Taylor story bi ameyeye. Kevin Taylor obe drop a bombshell about Afenyo Markin. Any sad Chief Justice Gertrude Isaba Torkornoo.
Efa issue we ya.
Eba no contractor Thaddeus Sory on person obe ko deep no. Kevin Taylor we din kanya dey say.
We ka teto dada.
Wa bete 5 months ago.
I see.
And contract no wutie nsem ego mu a.
Exp0ses Solutions System Limited. This company belongs to Afenyo Markin. This company belongs to Afenyo Markin. Exp0ses Solutions System Limited. Now, that company's contract with Ghana court should be terminated today. Afenyo Markin there. What do they do? Now, what they do is they are into compilation of appeal records. Into Uber Ghana courts, Afenyo Markin company, a friend of Exp0ses Solutions System Limited. I'm gonna compile all the appeals cases, records, the company the compiling. Into the money Afenyo Markin is making, no, the dealer or name Madam Torkornoo Koy and none Afenyo Markin is protecting. Afenyo Markin does not care about anybody in Ghana. Let me put the name down again. Mope Solutions Systems Limited. Mope Solutions Systems Limited. Afenyo Markin there. And the job they do is they compile the compilation of all appeal records in Ghana courts in Ghana. Afenyo Markin company na Madam Torkornoo ne demano. It was under Torkornoo or J contract we. So all the appeals records in Ghana no, Afenyo Markin company and a compilation no, amuna data no wo he that's why he's fighting every Ghanaian say per se you be change Madam Torkornoo, because when Torkornoo moves, we will get to know a Mope Solution Systems, the Afenyo Markin the company no Now, there's more to this. I'm just giving you the name and I'm actually letting you know the kind of job they do. And this is a contractor who monopolizing millions of dollars now. It is only company near friend Mope Solutions Systems Limited. Mope Solutions System Limited, no. MOPAY Solutions Systems Limited, no. They compile all the appeals court records, then they forward the appeals court records compiling to the Supreme Court. There is a connection between Madam Torkornoo and Afenyo Markin. That company is in there, and Afenyo Markin is making millions. It is almost Afenyo Markin is punching people, screaming and saying, yes, the Chief Justice, she has done nothing. It's against our democracy. It is a stab in the back of our... He is lying. It is because Madam Torkornoo gave him a contract for him to compile all appeal cases and send to her at the Supreme Court. So basically, Afenyo Markin controls the appeals cases that is being heard in the Supreme Court. So any appeals case, a court of appeals case, you be move to Supreme Court, no, Afenyo Markin and decide which one goes first and which goes second. The company is called Mope Solutions Systems Limited. That is Afenyo Markin's company. So my friend and Adina Mumbusan say, does he have any connection? How can a member of parliament, how can somebody who says he's with the legislature, somebody who says he wants the three arms of government to work independently, the same person has a contract in our court, appeals court, and every case that goes there, his company compiles it and moves the Chief Justice. That's why time or day Parliament court, he was the one for about 8 years ago for the power. Afenyo Markin's company was deciding which case is supposed to move quickly and not to move quickly. This guy is a hardened criminal. In Tubusan also, I'm a businessman. I have not taken anybody's money. He's one of the most corrupt politicians in Ghana. It was sorry also a question court with the Chrome. And the Oko Winiba, we see court and we see police station. The Chrome ni ana nebusi ni botu ayenchino. Ya the nebusi ni oya Chrome foko jina court. Afenyo Markin the see court niti yenjelino. Into our group of people el Winiba. So omukuwa omokunkwa. So that is what he has built at Winiba.
Ochamia onima samka osena na wasubua. So we Kevin Taylor somebody be to 5 months ago.
Hey Kevin, why be for na? I said you be see bia o
so contract no that day no me story no but na be brekra na echem say no Kevin ya oka no enya no kre and wo be sha lawyer Thaddeus Sory abechem say ampa ono kra no contract bia former Chief Justice or the man Afenyo Markin. No person be ko deep. Na a judicial contract.
Sure.
And judicial contract is what per 1 or 2 checks na there no. Kevin tell us what betu munchi no. Mope solution no. Omo ya na say eba no appeals court cases na je ni bia omu bedi a Afenyo Markin the company to say na Kevin Taylor any Thaddeus Sory kan here no. And I just say omo forward cases no ekopia mu Supreme Court. Omo cha nyesi kaketwa. Na ye involved. So these are bombshells Thaddeus Sory. What but drop your monka highway no so.
Kelvin, yen samfa bo ne mani bi we.
We be sign the Kevin Ebuama no. Na Thaddeus Sory so. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free na share what you your comment section ho. Na share video we send e be ya afoforo so obonsa ebeke bi. Midin Edikojo Black. Mene
Efiaba ya usua edase. Samohwe.
Sure. Quick one, nipa bia e wose wunya strong immunity. Sene be ya ebeku etia nyare ɛno nti ɛna mekanfo Kantanka Herbal omo immune booster papa omo de aba bonten a omo atu di Emulate Herbal Supplement. Na ebe no Emulate Herbal Supplement na ewo chemical compounds mako 5 a ebe boa ma eye wu immune system no aye strong. Na Emulate Herbal Supplement eye 100% organic. Eno nti upe immune booster papa de a Emulate Herbal Supplement ena me recommend amount. Eno nti masrowa fra Kantanka Herbal na je omo Emulate Herbal Supplement ni bi na fa boost wu immune system.